microphone's still on. Welcome to the first of what I hope to be many Comicstorian streams in which we talk about things right here on Wednesday mornings. The goal with these streams is to talk to you guys about the brand new comics while keeping you aware of things happening in the Comicstorian community. Wow, that music's getting really loud in my ears. Is it too loud for you guys? Maybe we should change it up just a little before we go fully live. There we go. Ignore the thing where it says Comicstorian Gaming. I didn't have one that didn't say gaming. Anyway, like I was telling you, I was trying to think of a way to get more in touch with our community. I wanted to talk to you guys about your favorite comics and what you want, and we've made a few initiatives along with starting quite a few new channels over the last 3 months. And today was going to be the first time that I officially announced a bunch of this to you guys, but I thought it would be a lot more fun to just do a 30-minute live stream where we look at the brand new comics that came out today and yesterday. A day where I get to sit here and talk about our new channels that are coming out and discuss them with you guys. A day in which I tell you about the changes to the Discord and the Patreon and what we're doing here. It's all how it's going to be. And you can ask me any questions you want and we will look at those together. We will discuss the possibilities. I have to fill another 2 minutes and 45 seconds of a monologue like a villain ready to conquer the world. I'm gonna stand here and wait for a superhero to punch me in the nose. I am vengeance. I am the night. I don't know how villains do this. The music's all epic, and I've run out of things to say. I feel like at this point the Flash would be pulling in Team Flash and they'd be helping defeat me. Someone would freeze me on time and another one would run really fast. I don't know what else to do. It is starting soon, Awkward Asian. I'm looking at the countdown. I'm giving people the time that they need to show up. We'll go to the next track. Okay, switching tracks. Thank you. Thank you, sidekick villain. Anyway, as I was saying, let's answer some of those questions as we're preparing. The Comicstorian OnlyFans? Maybe. One day. I'm not against it. And what about Superman? I don't know. DC doesn't know what they're doing with him. What do you want me to do with him? It's clueless. And I do apologize to all of you who are requesting Invincible, because the evil villain known as Amazon will not let me do Invincible. So you will not be getting any Invincible. It's not G Fuel today, though I recommend you use the code COMICS at checkout at G Fuel. Maybe we can rename this to Comicstorian and G Fuel. I don't know why, you guys can't see me, but I'm doing facial expressions. Like I'm eyeballing you with an evil hatred. I'm ready to defeat you, Superman! Hold all of your questions. We're about to go live in 25, 24, but I have answers about Street Fighter, Chun-Li, and why not Godzilla? And what about the supernatural comic? The origins of a car? Silhouetted Animator, that's awesome. Thank you so much for that super chat. New Batman cartoon announced by Matt Reeves producing. Anyway, back to the evil monologue. How are y'all doing today? Welcome to the first of what I hope to be many Comicstorian and Coffee Mornings right here on a Wednesday. If today goes well, maybe I'll even go ahead and invite some guests, such as my friends Sal or Jem hit me up on Twitter. He wanted to join me. Maybe even I'll eventually hit up Rob. I don't know, but I'd like to do a quick 30-minute thing on Wednesday mornings where we can go over brand new comics that have come out, and I could do like a Q&A kind of thing with you guys. Talk to you guys about what your opinions are, comics you want on the channel, stuff like that. I didn't do much hype for this particular episode because I felt kind of weird doing this particular episode, but I feel like it's time that we had a kind of recap of everything we've done here at Comicstorian, talk to you guys, mild promotion on some of our new projects, and I thought it'd be a lot of fun. So that's what I plan to do today. We're going to spend the first 5 minutes just going over some of the new projects with explanations as to why I've done them. Then we're going to look at the brand new releases for Marvel and DC that came out yesterday and today while I answer a bunch of your questions, your requests for comic books that are coming out, requests for why we're not doing things such as Invincible if you didn't catch my evil monologue opening, stuff like that. So it's 4 p.m. in your time zone. What's the rarest comics I have? And I'm amazing. All questions I'm going to answer in 5 minutes. But let's start with the initial intro. Welcome to anybody who may be coming across this after the fact. I want to try and do something like this every Wednesday. This is a part of my initiative to be more connected with our community, to be more creative on a lot of the stuff I'm doing and things like that. For those who don't know, I've been doing Comicstorian now for 6 years. And after COVID, after analytical changes, after algorithm changes, and after DC coming in and striking a whole bunch of our videos and telling me to stop, we've made a few changes and a few new initiatives, that kind of a thing. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So for those who don't know, recently we started doing these compilation videos where I grab 3 or 4 of my favorite comic books, and then we throw an indie at the end of those. And I have been having an absolute positive blast with that stuff. So I hope you guys have been enjoying that. But what I wanted to say is we're still doing the more traditional complete stories where we basically grab 6 issues of an arc, we put it together in a full complete video so that there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. It doesn't get broken up. So for those of you who are having problems following along with individual issues, even though I'm attempting to give you a recap, there are those videos. And that's one thing I wanted to bring up today. We've actually made a huge initiative to give the Patreon individuals and the YouTube membership individuals complete control over what videos we're doing in those slots. They voted on doing the Vision videos. They voted on doing the Batman Inc. videos. Winter Soldier was one of their votes. And then right now, they're voting on a Loki video. They're not getting a ton of votes. I'm giving them about 2 or 3 a month at the moment while we still compile videos and get things going. But what I'm doing is I'm picking videos that I'm willing to do. In my scatterbrained, I want to do 12 videos is impossible. I have to narrow that down. So I'm letting the YouTube memberships and the Patreons go ahead and do that. I'm letting you guys pick out what should be going up on the channel, which is why we're getting some low review videos because not everyone wants it. It's very much a selection from people. But I'm cool with that because at this point in my YouTube career, I don't care about upfront views. I care more about having fun, which is why recently I've been doing more stuff to try and have fun. That's literally it. That's literally what we're doing right now. So let's clip over to that for the opening, the 5 minutes where I talk about the new project. So yep, this is the Patreon. $10 a month is the vote tier. And you get your names in the after credits and stuff like that. We created the mini producer tier. And I just need to make that quick promotion. If you have no interest in that, perfectly fine. I'm still having fun, and I really appreciate all you guys watching the videos. I don't want anyone to think that we actually oh my God, please go to our Patreon. Not the case at all, which is why I wanted to make it more worthwhile for the Patrons, because we didn't need Patreon. It's something to add as an addition to what we do here. So I wanted to put that out there and stuff like that. The other thing I wanted to announce is that Sal and I from Comic Pop have launched this channel. Absolutely Marvel and DC. So for all of you guys who are like, hey, Benny, talk about the Flash TV show or the Supergirl TV show, 3 of you asked that one, or Zack Snyder's Justice League, we have made an entire channel themed around that. So basically, the way YouTube works right now, I cannot put just whatever I want on Comicstorian. It has to be very much a 20 to 30 minute video that is entirely about comic books. Some of you love that. Some of you hate that. My answer to that was to launch a bunch of new channels to do all of my other passions, all of my other podcasts, stuff like that. So all of this stuff happening here. You see, we did Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Flash, Jupiter's Legacy, and we do other discussions about TV shows and stuff like that. I wanted to announce that today officially. Next up, these 4 are the ones I'm announcing, so don't worry. We will not be here forever. I've tried to do this in 5 minutes for you guys so we can do a more appropriate Q&A, okay? Is it Arrow? No, it's only going to be new stuff. So new Disney Plus, new shows coming to CW, and new movies. That's what's going to be happening on the new stuff, okay? This channel has now officially been up for about 3 months. We just have barely mentioned it. It's been mentioned in passing on various podcasts and stuff like that. Next up, we decided to also do a gaming news-centric channel where we talk about a whole bunch of just story versus lore, Genshin updates, Assassin's Creed storylines, Resident Evil storylines, Fortnite storylines, and then podcasts where we discuss problems like Ubisoft leaning into free games and stuff like that. Gaming has always been a passion of mine. If you follow me on any other platform, you'll know that. I play Destiny and Final Fantasy on a very frequent basis, and that's what this whole channel is for. Yes, the name is very kind of an on-the-nose thing. That's intentional, just like this one. That's intentional. It's so that the search engine can find it super easy. Next up, we also launched a Comicstorian TikTok over the last 3 months. I know most of you don't care about TikTok, so we've been re-uploading them here. This is literally just the dumping ground for superheroes in 60 seconds. It's where we're putting up all of this stuff. This channel is not promoted at all in any way, shape, or form, but if you are interested in getting our TikToks on YouTube, which many of you won't be, this exists. I thought we just are re-uploading over here, so just so you know. Last one I wanted to talk about, if you enjoy this kind of a live stream and you want me to talk to you more and you want to ask more questions, Comicstorian Gaming, which used to be Eligible Monster, has basically just become nothing but our Capes and Pals D&D game and me doing various video games and various live streams with weird games, okay? That's what this has become. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, first 5 minutes, we're going to go through the various forms of promotion, and that's it. That's all I wanted to do real quick. So we've got a TV show and movie channel that I'm working on with a bunch of friends. Absolutely Marvel and DC. We've got Absolutely PlayStation and Steam Gamers, working on it with a bunch of friends. We got Comicstorian Shorts, re-uploads from TikTok, and then we got Comicstorian Gaming, which is more just only me, basically, over there. 4 projects we're working on. We actually have a 5th one coming out very soon. But, and if you're wondering, why did we do all this? Why did we make all these extra channels? YouTube's algorithm basically says do one thing and do one thing only. So to respond to that and me wanting to be creative and want to make new things, we made a bunch of channels that I could work on with my friends. It also makes, if any of those channels do well, makes it easy to split the workload and whatever. We don't have to be like, who's doing what and stuff like that. So, all right, so that's what I wanted to open this up with. And I figured every Wednesday will be like a roundup of what we're doing as a community. That's the whole point of it. And this is a part of the community. Now, let's look at the new comic books that have come out today. Woo! Okay, so ask me any questions you want, guys. I'm going to answer while we go through the comics that launched today. So this is yesterday. If you don't know, DC has been coming out on Tuesdays with most of their comics at this point. Well, not most. Well, yeah, kind of all of them. The fifth one is I'll tell you right now, the 5th channel we're working on is a entirely Dungeons & Dragons themed channel, and it's entirely for fun. So it's not our rush job. We're literally working on a bunch of projects to put out over there. So when that launches, I'll let you know. I'll talk about it on one of these kind of things. And Conspiracy Cast is canceled because YouTube canceled it. The name was Conspiracy, and they said that we can't do that. So let me answer a couple of your questions while we're going through this. First off, Invincible will not be coming to the channel at any time, ever. There was a smaller content creator here on YouTube who did basically what I do, apparently. I got the story through third parties, but he apparently did what I do here on YouTube, but he did it for indies. And he did an entire Invincible series, and Amazon came in and striked all of his videos. So because of that, I'm not touching that. I'm not going to do something where Amazon's like, nope. We just came to terms with DC as to what they want us to do when they striked us back in September. And I came to terms with Marvel back in like 2015. So I'm not going to be pushing that by going like, ooh, well, let's do Invincible and anger Amazon. Nicole, I do like Supergirl. Zach, hey, what's going on? What's wrong with the conspiracy? YouTube does not like the word conspiracy, is what's going on. And you can watch it at Comics Explained. He does everything that they tell us not to do and just like basically walks that fine line. He's braver than I am, I'll tell you that. But yeah, if he's doing it, go watch it over there. We have been doing Titans Academy. We've been doing it on the weekend videos. If you go to any of the videos that say Red X on the Infinite Frontier playlist, we've been covering that. Who got the strike? I can't remember his name. He's a smaller YouTuber. And if somebody knows it, go ahead and say it in chat who it was. Because let's send as much love as we can over to the guy. But he was a smaller YouTuber, and he got striked for it, and that's why I won't touch it. I even took down the one video I did. I did read manga. I really haven't sat down and read much of it in like 6 months. Toxale. And we cannot continue Comicstorian because that also got hit with strikes and removed, and there was no way to contact Japanese companies. So if you look at what came out yesterday, we've got Arrested. It's not funny. It's interesting because we're getting more of an even split on manga. If you guys aren't noticing this, look at this. Like manga and what's it? Mawai? It's the Korean version has been like overtaking a lot of this recently. Fairy Tail, Eden's Dungeon Toilet. Dungeon Toilet. What is Dungeon Toilet? It's about a dungeon toilet. Okay. Interesting. All right. I'm halfway through Jupiter's Legacy. We're doing reviews of that over on Absolutely Marvel and DC, our TV show and movie-centric channel, Pablo. DC is my master. I mean, guys, you gotta need to understand something. You can go ahead and say that, but technically so is Marvel. If Marvel, DC, Amazon, Skybound, they control the content that I make. Not like they tell me what to put out, but they have the ability to go, hey, just stop. So I listen and work with them, because why wouldn't I work with them? We got Justice League Galaxy of Terrors. We're going to be covering this on the channel real soon. I didn't even know this existed. I don't know when it originally came out. I don't know. It says 2018, and I've never heard of it. So, and then we got Justice League number 61, continuing the storyline for Brian Michael Bendis, in which Naomi is taking them to an alternate reality. That video will be coming out next Friday. Will I be finishing Batman the Animated Series? Yes, I will. Right now, over on our Patreon, there is the Spider-Man Last Remains as a part of the Nick Spencer run, and then we're going to be running into Spider-Man New Costume. We've also done Avengers, in which they're battling against the new Star Brand, and the new Moon Knight arc is coming out over there. I'm putting out like 2 or 3 weeks worth of stuff over on Patreon ahead of time, not to go against YouTube. It's all going to come to YouTube. It's just so that I can be way in advance and kind of relax. So if you're a Patreon, you're getting a lot of early access, but if you're just only on YouTube, don't worry, you're getting all the comics. So it's not like I'm going to cut them out. If you didn't read this is incredible. This is just a straight up Batman versus Snake Eyes for 21 pages. It's awesome. I loved it. Also, this is funny that they started posting no code on here because of the confusion of how you get it. Thank you so much, Miguel Miller. Throw something else out there, though, because I feel like you should have said something. Star Wars comics are not off the table, but we need, like, the general public to love Star Wars again. That'd be great. Thanks so much, Rashawn. Send money to DC? I don't know what I would do. Why? Megan, I have also been doing the Harley Quinn comics. How do I... So for those of you who are asking for current comic books, if you go to the channel right here, right? I should actually put it on the top. I haven't put it on the top yet because we just started doing it more recently, so it's a little buried right now. I will admit that. This playlist, it's time, is not going to be played on auto. So this playlist right here is all current comics. I'm doing 3 to 4 of them a week from the previous week, which is what our big thing is. So like here's Red Hood, here's Joker, here's Wonder Woman, Justice League and Nightwing. Right here is Red X, this is Teen Titans Academy, and Harley Quinn gets a toaster. So I'm merging a bunch of storylines into one beefy video because with me wanting to find more fun and get to more comics for you guys, this just made the most sense. YouTube was like, hey, do longer videos. And I was like, well, every other comic book YouTuber likes to do single issues, and I don't like doing single issues. So let's do 30 minutes of all of the comics in one. That's how that came about. Is Batman the Detective any good? Musab, it's amazing. You need to watch and read that one, definitely. Moving down our list of new releases. I don't know what this is, but could someone tell me what the Drops of God is? Hey, what's up, Delusional Patriots fan? There will not be any manga, because the issue with manga is some companies let us do it, some companies don't let us do it. But if there is a problem right now with DC and Marvel, I have contacts. I reach out to them and go, hey, DC, WB striked me. You know, can we get that fixed? And Marvel, hey, Disney's doing this. Can we get that fixed? If anything happens with manga, I have no one I can contact. If you're not following the anime manga scene, just look at how bad the Dragon Ball YouTubers get hit all the time. IDW TMT is actually coming back, Kyle. We're currently Andy's writing that one. We're going to continue with where we left off, which is the City Fall, basically. You love the 20-minute plus videos. Thank you so much, BGMK. I'm trying to do mostly those. We're still putting out a couple short ones, like Batman Fortnite is going to be singles, just because I need to clickbait those. But if I can get away with cramming it all into a big video, I'm trying to do that. That's my actual goal. So, issue 3 of Last Ronin should be out today or next week. We'll see in a minute, because this is what we're going to look at there. Fairy Tale, Fearless. This, I don't know what that is. That's Scholastic. Okay, that's nothing I'm going to read. Icon. There you go. Classic DC superhero. Hey, what's up again? Delusional Patriots fan. Thank you so much for that $20 super chat. You love the Spider-Verse video? Thank you. We're eventually going to do Spider-Verse 3, but I'm going to tell you right now, it sucks. It's not good. Nightwing came out, continuing the storyline at which he's rich now. We did the first 2 issues over here on... Oh, I already got rid of that. Never mind. We did the first 2 issues on... Will that open that up again? Will that open that up again? Nope, we're screwed. It's over. Doctor Strange's Academy of Magic. I'm considering it, Lone Courier. The issue I'm running into is DC's great because they just started, so I can easily grab all the brand news. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Marvel, I'm trying to do the same thing, but the problem is most of the storylines are already going. So, like, I can't just grab 6 issues of Thor and cram it in with a bunch of Spider-Man. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to tackle some of the stories that have been going on for a little while. We're doing Thor Prey, which is the new Thor storyline, well, the one that just resolved, and featuring what happened with Donald Blake. That's going to be its own video. Spider-Man is going to get caught up doing its own videos. So last something, whatever one, I just did it. Last whatever, and then the next one, and then the new costume. That's all going to be its own things. So my opinion on the fall of the comic book industry, I don't think there's a fall of the comic book industry. The comic book industry as a whole makes $1 billion to $2 billion a year. It's not going away. I do think the comic book industry is changing. And the question's going to be, once we're done with this change, who's going to be here? I don't think DC and Marvel are going away. I think Image is doing a great job, but we're adapting to a weird scene of like everything going digital while still doing a collectible market. It's interesting. It's like, right... It's going to be interesting to see what the comic book landscape looks like in 5 years. And I do think they should pick up some tendencies from the manga, because I feel like manga versus American comics, manga has a lot going for it. Like, there's a lot of reasons why that is doing better than superhero comics. Number 1 reason, manga's not impenetrable. Like, if you want to get into Nightwing, this is issue 80. Where do you even start? And this is a great story. I recommend this to everyone. But where do you even start? Do you start with Batman? Do you start with Batgirl? Do you start with the event that they talk about in this? You don't know where to begin. It's one of the most impenetrable things ever. That's why DC's doing things like this. Batman the Detective. Number 2. This is so that you can go, oh, 2 of 6. I got it. I read that. That's the point of that stuff. That's why you see so many new number 1s, because they're trying to tap into that market. Another thing manga has going forward over superhero comic books is the manga readers are much more, I guess, trained to read a more I can't say big words, a plethora of genres. In American comics, we're very much about the superhero. But in manga, it could be slice of life. It could be a mystery. It could be a comedy. It could be like... And while those exist in American comics, they're harder to come by because they don't get promoted as much. And then the third reason I think manga is overtaking and American comics need to adapt into this style is just accessibility. Like, you got so many avenues to get into that style of comic, between things like webtoons and just buying your favorite stuff, and shows like Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, and stuff like that. So it's interesting. I think in 5 years, we're going to see a very different comic book landscape, but I do not think it's dying. So, wish DC would do something with the Red Lanterns. 100% agree with you, and thank you so much for that super chat. And would I do a complete story for King in Black? I literally just released it yesterday, Jake, or 2 days ago. Just go look at the channel. Just go look at the channel. All right, so back to our releases for yesterday. Nightwing, No Guard Wife. I don't know. That looks intriguing to me. I mean, you can tell what I'm easily attracted to. Anyway, Plagued the Miranda Chronicles. That sounds interesting. I'll look at that. What is this? Art's a little sketchy, but no, it's not terrible. Kind of reminds me of like Ratchet and Clank. Supernatural. I'll leave that bookmarked. I'll look at it later. Riverbed Projector. Never heard of that one. I do like the art style, though. That's cool. I like that. I like that. That looks really good. I like that a lot. I'll check that one out, too. All right, moving down our list here. Superman Red and Blue came out. That's your continuation of Superman. Flash 770. This is interesting. This is the Wally West storyline where he's stuck in the Speed Force. I'm actually really digging it. I didn't think I would. Superman Man of Steel Volume 2. Batman Second Son. If you don't know about this, Batman Second Son is about the black Batman that was in Future State. This is his origin story. It's a digital book that comes out every week. We're on chapter 12 of it so far. Any Titan Academy stuff? Yep, it's right over. Here, we'll just do this. Titan Academy stuff is, if you're looking for Titan Academy, it's time for, I'll just start titling it Titan Academy because, geez, you guys are asking for that specifically. I just thought Red X was better. Titan Academy's right there with Red X, and then the next one that says Red X. Where isn't it? Wonder Woman in Heaven. Did we miss putting a video in the playlist? I'll have to fix that. I think the second one's missing for the playlist. Huh. Okay. I'll fix that. Once it's done, it's going to be turned into a full story, so you're not going to miss it. Don't worry about that. Just some guy with a mustache. Is anything I learned from my time with VTubers? I'm very bad with my disposable income. I got a bit of the simp bug, so I am simping for Betty. Well, thank you so much. Spider-Verse 1, 2, and 3 ranked. 1, 2, and 3. They're in that order of how good they are. 1 was great. 2 is still pretty good. 3 is terrible. 3 is nothing but fan fiction spider people, and I don't mean that as a negative thing. The idea was, give us your fan art, we'll turn it into a character, and on paper that sounds great, but none of those characters got any development or anything beyond, look how cool they are, which made it a very trash story. So, Wonder Girl number 1, pretty sure we bought this, I didn't see this, but here's Yara Flor. I want to read this. Look at that artwork. That artwork is incredible. Yeah, I'm 100% going to be reading this. This is totally coming to the channel. The hell? What did I click? Let me link this to Sean. He can write this one too. Oh, Ubisoft? My bad. Okay, so that's your DC comics. They all came out yesterday. And then this looks like an attempt at making a My Hero Academia book. How is that not My Hero Academia? Look at that. Look at that. Are we going to do Spider-Man Spider Shadow? Yes, we've already started covering the individual issues, Timothy. And the next one comes out this Saturday. Once it's done, you'll get it its own thing. All right, so let's look at the Marvel books for today. We can't do manga videos. If there's any issues, we cannot communicate with them. That's the issue. That we ran into that problem, and that's why Comicstorian got shut down. Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider Complete Collection. That's interesting. Why are they promoting more Robbie Reyes right now? This for $20, you get looks like 18 issues of Robbie Reyes. That's cool. I like that. I'm a huge fan of this book. This book is great. I remember when that one came out. It was like, what are they doing? Are they catering to the car crowd? I'm on board. Amazing Spider-Man. It looks like he's back to his original costume already. Well, that's not fun. Why would we get rid of his costume already? He had a brand new costume. They made a big deal about it. Just the guy with the mustache, thank you so much for that $50 super chat. Don't mind me. Just keep doing what you're doing. Well, thank you. Okay, that definitely got my attention. Will not lie. I'm going to open that to look at it later, but I don't trust looking at it here on a stream. Blade Runner Origins, that's going to be interesting. Let's see this one. I'm a fan of Blade Runner. I mean, I don't know who isn't a fan of Blade Runner at this point. That art looks incredible. I did not know this existed. I'm going to have to check that one out. Captain America. I have not read Captain America forever. Captain Marvel and Rogue. I mean, versus Rogue. This is where it started. Okay, that's cool. Champions, Chasing the Dragon. Weren't we going to get a movie with Reyes? No, we were going to get a Hulu show, Arian Shadowhunter. Don't worry about being a little bit late, Mikey Reiki. I'm trying this out on YouTube. It'll live here forever. So DC themselves didn't strike me. It was actually WB during all the AT&T hooplas. And what basically ended up happening was DC came up and said, hey, he works with us. And the only request they had was don't do books the day they come out. That was the actual request. Hey, the day they come out, you've been doing some of these single issues. Can you stop? And that's why I said, okay, I'll do compilation issues a week later. And they're like, cool. And that was where the idea of doing all those death metals in one big video came from, which then turned into doing all of the King and Blacks in one big video. And then that turned into, well, we'll just do this weekly. We'll just do a bunch of comics every week and just throw it out there. All right, so moving on through the list here. What do I think of Super Squad for a teenage team of superheroes? Sounds like there's already Superhero Squad. It's like a kids TV show. Or a game theme or other theme other than comics on our D&D stuff. Ultra, yes, the new Dungeons and Dragons channel. We're going to be aiming to do that stuff. Here's your board number 3. Looks like we've got the Speedster there. There's Godzilla, Monsters and Protectors. That's a good book. Home, that looks interesting. I'll look at that later. Honor and Curse, I Walk with Monsters. Am I going to do Star Wars? Yep, just answered that one. I just answered that one. Ultra spamming is not going to get it. I mean, yeah, you guys, there's a lot of you talking, so it's taking me a second to catch up with some of these, but... I mean, if you want, that's a Google, Mikey Recky. If it's not this week, it's next week. I know it's coming up soon. So. Nomen Omen. Okay, digging this style. What is this? What is this? That looks like a bloody Wally West. That got my attention. Holy crap, look at this art. What is this? Let's go. Oh, wow. I've missed out on whatever this is. We'll look into that in a bit. There we go. There will never be an RMB reunion. RNBE reunion. Not at all. If I could write my own Red Hood comic, who would I want to do the art? Dexter Soy. I love his artwork when he did Red Hood. I would totally want to get him back. And yes, perfectly fine, Neil Stone. I will answer any super chat, but I'm still trying to keep an eye on regular stuff. It's just this flying through it. I'm trying to actually go through the comics too. I have a back appointment at 30 minutes I got to go to, so I wanted this to be 30 minutes. We're already over that because I'm trying to talk to as many of you as possible. It's the whole point of these things. Nomen Omen seems badass. It really does. Radiant Black. That one is a famous book that everyone's talking about. What is this, though? Ahsoka Mime? Holy, look at that. I want to check that one out, too. Over here. Rangers Divide. That looks fun. Oh, man, I love this art. The artwork is, like, incredible for a comic. Runaways? Yeah, we're not even interested in that at all. Not even gonna. I didn't care about Runaways to begin with. That cover's not gonna make me suddenly be interested in the Runaways. Sacred Six, though. Look at this. Okay, look, this is not like bashing anything, but when you put these two side by side, what are you trying? Whose idea was this? New Shang-Chi book, yes! Definitely going to be checking out that one. We got the 2020 Shang-Chi coming out real soon, too. Sleeping Beauties? I don't know what that is, and that cover does not make me interested. Spectacle, Fallen Star, Star Trek. I'm not reading the Star Trek comics. I never have. Star Trek Bounty Hunters, though. We're reading that one. They're hunting Han Solo. That's like a whole thing they're doing now. What is this? This is interesting. Oh, it's Turtles. It's Turtles, man. I didn't even, oh, that looks awesome. I want this. Why did they take Artemis out of the Red Hood storyline? They just changed it up. That was a Scott Liddell thing. Scott Liddell stopped doing it after issue 50, so they changed it up again. Are there any new X-23 or Silk comics coming up? Silk is right now coming out. X-23 is in the X-Men book. Valkyries. This one is incredible. You guys need to read this book. This is Jane Foster after she was Thor, and now she is a Valkyrie of Asgard. It's awesome. Like, you have to read this book, man. Trials of Ultraman, Urban Legend, Transformers War World, Undone Blood. That cover's got a lot going on. What is happening in this? That is a lot. There's a lot happening on that one. Vampirella, Vietnam, Way of X. Ooh, what is Way of X? The villain revealed. Okay. This cover right here reminds me of Last of Us. Definitely the vibe they were going for. This is definitely attempted Last of Us. Or at least was heavily inspired by Last of Us. Look at this. Like this, you just have a giraffe come here? Last of Us. What is my mutant power of choice? The ability to walk through walls. I would take Kitty Pryde's power. Like, that's so useful. And you can easily hide it. Are there any Ben 10 comics? Pretty sure. Pretty sure there is. Ben 10. There you go. And the last Ronin is the one you were asking about. Pre-order. So it comes out next week. Next week it'll be out. May 26th. I have too many shows I'm watching, Paul. I'm watching Flash, Supergirl, and Superman, plus Bad Batch, plus Jupiter's Legacy, plus the new Hulu show for MODOK that's going to be coming out. I have too many I'm watching, Paul. That's the whole reason. Miles Morales 26 came out. We made a video on it. It was the beginning of the Clone Saga. Yeah, 26 came. Oh, no, you're right. 26. Next week. Miles is a monthly book. So Miles will be coming out every month. Don't worry about that. Covering a story revolving around Wally West's children. That would be like a super old story, and we don't normally talk about that kind of stuff just because I have so many current stories I'm trying to cover. It's not that I dislike the old stuff. I just have so much stuff I'm already covering. Take on 90s Spider-Man series. I did not like it. The Clone Saga made me like hate Spider-Man and stop reading it until probably like 2005, 2006. So, has the new Guardians of the Galaxy run out yet? Yes. So if you followed our story, the one I was doing, it does. They have a one that picks up right after that. It is this one. Where is it? So that's the one. Nope, that was Bendis. Is this the one? I think this is the one. 2020. This is the new run. This is the current run that picks up where I left off. Yeah, because they're fighting Null here. That's that issue I did where Guardians fight Null. Or they fight a dragon and Peter becomes super god-like powerful. This is it. New Loki trailer? I cannot watch it live. I'm not going to risk that, Don. But I'll make a reaction to it on the other channel. But I'm not going to watch it live on here. Sorry. Have I read Way of X? I have not. I didn't know this was a thing. I'll be reading 1 and 2 today, probably. Is it just about Nightcrawler? Looks like it's just about Nightcrawler. I'm not against that. I've always liked Nightcrawler. Is The Flash good right now? As long as you understand it's a CW show, which requires CW writing, yes, I like it a lot. If you're going into it expecting MCU-style stuff, no, not good. No, I've never covered a direct story featuring Toxin. There's so few of them because he's more of a 90s, early 2000s character. He just hasn't really been around very much. Yeah, it's kind of humorous. Every Spidey, I could do clones, but good. Red Knight, you're writing your own superhero called Wildfire. Got any advice for good character development? They need a direction. You can't just go, oh, here's some cool powers and a badass attitude. They need a reason for a lot of it. You just got to think about character development and how you can develop that further. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Do I think that Darkseid War was good? I liked Darkseid War. I thought it was an interesting, unique idea. Definitely. Flash comic is good. Show is if you like CW shows. Read Irredeemable. I can look at it, Blasian. I have not read it before, but I've heard good things. So, any Star Wars comics? Maybe we'll do the Bounty Hunter one, but Star Wars never really does well on this channel, so it's kind of just one of the comics I read to myself. Fantastic Four life story. We'll probably be covering it in our roundup videos. I mean, there's a few videos that wouldn't do well on this channel, such as Fantastic Four, Silk. I've been doing Silk on a weekly basis when she comes out because she wouldn't do well on her own. Well, thank you so much, Belle. It's kind of, my panel fell off the wall, but I am up to issue 10 of Chip's Daredevil run, and I'm loving it, Elusive Grim. Hey, thank you so much for signing up for our YouTube Army, Comicstorian Army Premium mixed skins. Enjoy your emotes, I think you get from that. What is up with the X-Men Gala? Who knows? I don't know. More Green Lantern comics? Yes, we've done issues 1 and 2 of the new run, Pixar guy. And I'm probably going to do Grant Morrison's insane Green Lantern Fights God run. Is Batman Earth 1 of Volume 3 coming out this year? Who knows? I have no idea. All right, guys, I got to go to a back appointment because I just go see a chiropractor once a month because I have a lot of back problems from the Army days. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget, we have launched a few new channels, and that is one of the things I wanted to primarily talk about today. Absolutely Marvel and DC for TV shows and movies. PlayStation and Steam Gamers for video game news discussions. The Comicstorian Shorts if you want our TikTok stuff on YouTube. And Comic Story Gaming for my live streams. Yes, I know it's quite a few channels. If you have zero interest in them, don't worry. I'm not going to be offended. And if you want to have a vote as to what is actually coming onto the channel other than those single issues, consider going to our Patreon, which is what we're trying to get the Patrons more involved in the decisions happening here on the channel. So thank you so much for your guys' continued support. I really do appreciate it. Probably going to do something like this at least once a week, maybe every other week. We'll figure it out. I'm going to see how this does in general and if it damages the channel. And if I don't come back, then it hurt the algorithm and I had to not do it again. So we'll see. But you can always catch me streaming randomly over on the other channel, Comicstorian Gaming. That's some games and you can talk about me. So either way, guys, thank you so much. And hopefully this works. And I will see you next week right here. And we'll talk more about comics, what you guys want, opinions, questions, all that stuff. Thank you so much.